happy to have you here today. We're about to start the show, hooray. Welcome to Amy's Art Cabaret. Oh, so Barb.
Yay, welcome everyone. Thanks for tuning in extra early, those who are here. And thank you, Barb, for joining again. Yay, Barb. And then our special guest today, the reason that we're on so early is Claudia. Claudia, hello. Claudia, where are you and what time is it? Virtual hugs. I love it.
Virtual hug. I'm in Italy. Hello, everybody.
You're in Italy. What time is it?
It's 7 p.m.
7 p.m. And Barb, remind me, where are we and what time is it?
Where are we? I don't know. Oh. We're in California.
I'm in the box.
We're in a pirate ship. No, it's 10 a.m. here in sunny California. Sunny-ish.
Sunny-ish. It's kind of sunny. Kind of.
Not
bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think all of us here know each other, and I wanted to share with the audience, how do we even know each other? And I believe that Claudia, you've been in some shows with us. Oh, look at this! What am I holding?
Well, I kind of know that one. What is that?
What is it? You're gonna have to tell us. Am I even holding this up straight? Who knows?
Yes. Guys,
these are
my favorite one.
Oh yeah, I love this one too. And this one's pretty. This one goes next to it, but
yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool. These are obviously tiles. Should I clank them together, Claudia?
No.
This is Claudia's artwork, all the way from Italy in LA, and it's been in my hands all year. And was in Fun a Day LA art show, which we actually had this year, which feels like it was 3 years ago, but it was still 2020. And Claudia will be in the next one. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yay!
Funny, yay!
So right now we want to know about Claudia and her art. This is her website, one of her 2 websites, and you put together a little presentation for us today that Barb will pull up, but we'd love to hear about your art.
Yes, so I thought since I'm a little bit all over the place kind of person. Okay, let's wait. Let's start.
Waiting.
So I thought let's like connect, because I thought Amy was gonna say about how we met a little bit. So
how did we meet? That's a great question.
So the 3 of us know each other from work, and the 2 of us are my bosses, or used to be. Not any longer.
We talk when we say to talk.
So I thought I'm going to start with my plastic bag work, because that links us together with the recycling theme that has kind of connected us through the Rediscover Center, where we all used to work together. Now you work there, without me, sadly. So recycling, repurposing, environmental issues, and also making, because that was the theme where we used to work.
And that's still the theme of this show and what Barb and I do every day.
Yes.
And anyone who was watching the episode with Marina and Karen, my Australian friends, I mentioned during that episode, Claudia had a art show with plastic bags as jellyfish all over the ceiling. And every once in a while, one would just fall down suddenly. And I was collecting them all to give them back to her to put them back on the ceiling. But you would just be sitting there making art, working on something, and then all of a sudden a jellyfish would fall down on you. It's beautiful. Because it was so slow, because it was so light.
And the poetry of plastic bags.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yes.
And then you've had a bunch of shows in LA that I went to. The plastic bag flowers, which is similar to what you're we see right here on the screen. You have that for made out of what?
Yeah,
And you were teaching a workshop for children to make flowers, which I loved.
Yes. So yeah, so I started, I thought I just would give an overview of the plastic bag works and then go towards the end, dip into my most recent works and, and give a little bit of an idea of what is kind of interesting me now. Not that I have done much art lately, but I try to, stay in, to hold on to my art making spirit.
Yeah, as we all are trying to do during this pandemic. Yeah.
Yes. So I don't know if it's the right time to begin. Should I start? So I thought I'm going to read like a 6-7 minute text, which is a kind of like an artist statement. And while I'm reading, you will see a slideshow of the images of works that I've done in the past. Is that okay?
That's perfect. Yeah.
Should I start? Should I begin?
Yeah, I'm going to start your slideshow now.
All right, here we go. Okay, so man-made waste has transformed the cosmos. I renamed this process the involution of landscape generated by human consumption. Plastic bags epitomize the quintessential discarded object, a symbolic vessel wandering around the globalized scenery. Plastic bags are interesting because of their remarkable contradictory qualities. They are in fact worthless and useful, ephemeral and eternal, but above all, they are universal. To express the concepts of space, time, and duration, I materialize my ideas through installations. These are large to give a sense of multitude as in mass production, a suffocating invasive species taking over. My work borrows concept and the hegemony of Western beauty as tools to capture and play with the values of capitalist culture and its consumerist ideology of manic production and consumption. Beauty is part of a deceiving game employed to attract the attention of the viewers in order to seduce them into a grotesque and fantastic ephemeral environment that acts as a metaphor to our contemporary world. I associate the color white to patriarchy's notion of goodness, innocence, purity, sublime, virginity, safety, cleanliness, perfection, and the sterility that blinds us from the overall pollution these values cause. Uniforming and incorporating all colors, white also functions as a canvas where to paint the conflict between culture and nature and explore the contradictions of a neurotic world where creation and destruction coexist side by side. My aesthetic sensibility is intuitive and a feminist one inspired by nature. It is through persistent, repetitive actions that I build my plentiful landscape of repurposed plastic. In the same way that many trees make a forest, many drops mold the sea, and many grass blades grow into a meadow, plastic bags create a constantly evolving landscape that mimics the cyclic rhythms of nature, but also humans' repetitive mechanical behaviors. The sheer scope of the work is to lure the viewers into artificial landscape that float from the tangible to the intangible and drift into a lyrical extension of modern life that has substituted nature with a romanticized abstract concept. My working method is to change the shape of the bags just enough to suggest a new form by leaving the bags somehow recognizable and, most importantly, light, airy, and ephemeral. It is important to me that my work is economically feasible, making the most out of very little. Central to this endeavor is to recycle the same bags over and over and to easily deconstruct them in order to transform them further. Tape, fishing line, and metal wire are my main materials with the addition of found components such as branches, stones, ice, and water. The bags with these materials come together to form constructions that are intentionally precarious, daintily on the verge of collapsing. It is vital that my work be an art in motion, not static, but animated, living off the power of natural elements rather than from polluting energies. Light and air are my kinetic suppliers of energy and movement. The final results are nomadic cluster of clouds of plastic bags constructions continuously morphing into archetypal formations. These hold their shape for a few instants before moving somewhere else to become new yet ancient compositions inspired by nature. Throughout the years, I have collected thousands of plastic bags. Like loyal companions, we have traveled together. This has led me to realize that social injustice and environmental crisis go hand in hand and are in fact signed by the same authors. Since graduating from Suzanne Lacy's public practice MFA program in 2015, my work has taken a radical ecofeminist turn. Tired of patriarchy and inspired by female knowledge, I now look at redefining modern human necessities while re-educating myself away from patriarchal inculcations. Small, intimate gesture for my everyday poetic resistance. They explore the intersectionality of social and environmental injustices and the relation between body and environment. Through videos that intimately engage with senses and performances that are often participatory, I try to depict how gesture of care offer the answer for personal and public well-being, while reminding that keeping and caring are vital forms, not just of economic production, but also agencies of lively culture making, impacting the environment and the spiritual, social, political sphere of society. So this was my statement, or kind of mashing in two bodies of my work. One was the plastic bags body work that I've been doing for many years in the past, and now kind of entering a new phase where my work is more media and performance based. I think this is the last slide.
Well, in that case, Claudia, keep your glasses on.
Oh, okay.
Look at these comments. Stephanie loves your stuff.
Oh, thank you.
And then here, you're in Italian.
Oh my God, Vincenzo Guarneri. Oh, I lost it.
Oh,
okay.
sorry. I'll put it back up so you can read it here. I think you have the comments on the side too.
Okay. I don't know who Vincenzo is, but hello, Vincenzo.
You have more new fans all of a sudden. And you just, yes, people love your work.
Hello, Mark. Hello, Ren. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah. And while you were reading that and showing the pictures, I had a couple. I think the very first time I met you, I was reminded of this. We met at the Marfister Farmers Market. You came cycling over. I was there to meet you and help you set up and teach the children there. And you come with all the supplies for the show, for teaching the kids, plus supplies to do an art performance down further in Culver City that you're going to do. And the first thing you said to me is, I may have lost a broom on the way. Because you're just holding everything.
Well, I was going to Culver City, and I wonder if I don't know, I can't share the video, but I was I was going for this performance for, oh my God, I have terrible memory. That's why I need to write everything down and read stuff. But I was doing this performance for, oh bloody hell, I forgot.
You were gonna clean. I
was gonna sweep the streets and the grass and everything.
You were dusting the plants.
Dusting the plants, yeah. So I think one of the pictures was in the slideshow where I'm dusting the plants.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, but in that case, I was mainly sweeping the grass because there were not many plants around.
No, there wasn't. That's a very grassy area you went to.
But it was, I mean, it had it was the first performance I did in Italy, but when I did in LA, it was much more needed because the plants there, we know how much dust they accumulate with all the cars.
I was gonna say, you were right by the road there.
Yeah.
I think you were at Venice Boulevard that whole time, which is very busy.
Right. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was part of a major event. It was like a Vision LA or something, and it was like a environmental festival all over LA. Yeah,
and I love that you were like, yeah, I have extra supplies, so if anyone comes by and wants to help clean, they can. But
yes,
you lost one of the brooms. So I don't know if anyone helped out.
Not that many people like cleaning, so I was by myself.
That's all right. Someone was there to take pictures of you at one time.
Yeah, I have a little video as well. Yes.
And then we have a comment here. Stephanie loves the breathing. I thought the plastic bags, breathing into them and everything. Ooh.
That is a very good point. Yeah.
Thank you. I think I know Stephanie Han, but I know my mind is kind of all over the place.
It's hard to remember when you're so far away.
I wondered, Stephanie, did you come to Otis to give a presentation with Laura Horde? Maybe?
Maybe, but Stephanie, I met her because she was in the show that you were in, the Fun-A-Day LA show for 2020.
Oh, okay.
You weren't actually there. I made a piece of paper that had your name on it. Yeah. So, but maybe you haven't met Stephanie, but maybe you're going to meet her.
Okay.
You're destined to meet.
I think it's a surname. I think I know somebody whose surname is Han, and she's actually from New York. Now I remember. Yeah.
It's all coming back. That's all right.
Yeah.
And I think you could see the comments on the side there. Claudia, you've got some more coming in Italian and in English.
Okay, I'm not sure where to look. So
Okay, I'll just pull them up then.
Yeah,
say hi to people.
Okay, this is Laura. Oh, Laura! Hello, Laura!
I love when you remember.
Oh my God, thank you for everybody for coming on. This is amazing. I think we should do this once a week so I can see. Yes. Antonella. Oh my God, I'm gonna go through everybody. Thank you. And tomorrow night she's going to dinner over with her husband. Yeah.
Nice. There's so many. You didn't think anyone in Italy would watch, but.
Well, it's the right time. It's not as early as in LA. I think LA. Thank you, people in LA, for waking up early.
It's not too early here, but
watch it. And thank you. Actually, I haven't thanked Barb and Amy for inviting me and for organizing this and for being up early and barely having their breakfast.
I'm drinking my tea. Oh, now you'll know.
I'm Silvana. Now, hello, Silvana.
Now it all makes sense.
There you go.
Oh, here you go, LA people.
Thank you.
We might just do a whole show of people saying hi to Claudia.
Yeah.
But this is really emotional for me because I haven't seen you all for like more than a year now, and I miss you so much, and I'm gonna start crying, so I'm gonna stop.
I know that in January when I got to see you, and I was determined that I was going to see you, even if it was for 2 seconds.
We had lunch together, so
yeah. And I told Barb and some other people.
I was so jealous.
They were so jealous.
I was flying through, sweeping through all my stuff, all my rubbish.
Oh, your rubbish.
So I thought, like, since there are so many people on,
Mhm.
I thought, like, I don't want to tell them all, my stories, but I thought maybe I could do a little performance while everybody is online.
Yeah.
Some of you might have already seen it, but for me, this is like, I thought it's a special moment to experiment also with technology and do like a live performance through video, which I've never done before. So so don't expect too much, because usually my latest work kind of thinks about the body and the environment, so the relationship between the two, but also, since I use video, how does the element of technology come between those two components? And so the way that I'm trying to communicate my bodily sensation is to try to synchronize yours with mine. And so one way of doing it is actually, I thought the only way I could do it from across the pond and through, technology and digitally was through the breath. And so I'm gonna revamp, hopefully, one of my old performances and see. And I'd love to hear your feedback. Honest feedback, and see if you were able to, join me in this performance. I think it's a moment of connection for me that goes beyond just seeing you and feeling you. So without much ado, I'm gonna go into my spot.
Yes, and while Claudia gets set up, I'm just gonna let everyone know I was in a art crit group with Claudia that she was in charge of. So she does want honest feedback.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know,
especially the bad one.
I was gonna say that. She especially wants the bad. Tell her what's terrible about it.
So I'm gonna be depressed for next week. It's not that on top of COVID.
Oh no, we're not gonna depress you.
No, of course not. So, well, maybe we can talk about it more later. So I'm just gonna try to begin.
Let me know when you're ready.
Now.
Are you ready? Should we get?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna zoom into Claudia so we can see the performance.
I should turn one more light on.
Oh, she wasn't ready. This is it. Almost.
Right.
Oh, that looks great. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Mm.
Wow.
I have so many thoughts.
No. Oh, wow.
Yes, Amy.
I don't know if you can hear me, but one of the many things you made me think about is the mask.
I think that's why I thought to kind of redo this performance, because in a way, I need to come out of that state for a minute.
Yeah. I will tell you what I was thinking. What was I thinking? One, I was thinking, you reminded me, well, first I was thinking you have great lungs to be able to do that.
Yeah, seriously.
And I was thinking it reminded me when they made me, when I was younger, breathe into a paper bag because I was hyperventilating. So I thought, I'm not sure I could do this performance with you. I might pass out. And then the third was I thought of the mask. But I also loved, I loved the hair covering you.
Yes.
Yeah, your hair was just perfect. It obeyed all your moves. Yeah, and we have comments here. Stephanie thought it was powerful.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Another one, be careful with the CO2. Yes. I'm not sure what's going on here, but wash hands.
Thank you, everybody. Oh my God, I need the time to take it in. But
yeah,
I think of the idea was also to try, I mean, of course, the mask, how we, are obliged to breathe our CO2, and how we covered up, even metaphorically in this way, in this kind of era that we're living, and the consequences of all the pollution that we created. But I don't want to read too much into it, really.
No.
I think my main intention is try to synchronize people's breathing with mine, and I don't know if that was successful or not. I mean, probably should have gone on longer, but it's really hard because it's so, it's just an experiment, and I'm not really sure how to relate with the computer, because if I were not in front of a laptop, then I think I'll be just into myself, but the laptop reflecting is like a mirror, so you kind of see yourself in it, and it's a little bit distracting. So it's nice not to look at myself and say, "Oh my God, I'm like my hair."
Yeah.
That's a good point. Well, maybe if you had told us all to put masks on.
We could,
Yeah. Good idea. I love that. So that's good feedback. I could do it like next time.
Okay. Stephanie was nervous. I did think about her passing out too. I'm glad, because Claudia was talking about death earlier. I was like, don't die on the show.
Yeah. I also had that. I also had that thought, but then I'm like, she knows what she's doing, and also she's holding it over her mouth. If she were to pass out, it would fall.
Yes.
But additionally,
but very pragmatic.
You're very far away. I can't get there to help you. So having this very small, I thought, okay, one thing I was thinking about at the beginning is like when you were first breathing into the bag, I was like, oh, it's really interesting getting to like visually see the breath in this situation, because you don't usually get to see like how much breath we have, and seeing like an actual representation of it, like, moving in and out. And then as your hair started like getting in, you kind of became a creature of like your hair and yourself in the bag, and it was all kind of melded together. And then kind of the way that it was, you were like almost like, I don't know, moving with it and fighting with it. And I was wrapped.
Yeah, that's a good point, Barb. I too, at some point, maybe in the beginning, the bag became part of you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that was the intention, but
yes, I mean, exactly like Bart said, it's a struggle, but also it's part of you, and you become this one organ. And what's interesting also is that, I don't know if probably everybody knows that already, but I kind of recently discovered that when we're breathing in, we're actually not taking air in. It's actually the lungs that, the breath is actually just opening up the space in our body to take air that comes in. So I thought it was just really interesting how, to visualize, like Bart said, to visualize that space that opens and closes and lets air in. But in fact, it's my own air. So, it's my own CO2. So I think there's a layering of, thoughts that go on into that. Although I haven't really completely resolved it, but, and every time it's different, but I thought it would be the only way that I could connect with you through the internet.
No, it's great. We have more comments. Oh, that's true. You were making a lot of the
yes,
yeah.
Yes. So it is still. Yes, I mean, so poetic, everybody. I mean, it's if you have any questions, but I was gonna say something else, which I forgot now. Anyways, I'm losing it now. So
you gotta get all your
struggle. It is a struggle. So the movement also comes in because I think at some point you need to move to have the air move around your body, because I think if you stay still, I don't know how much air can come out still.
Yeah, that's a good point. It might take more practice not to move.
So yes, I think so. But one thing that I wanted to say that, the first time I did this performance, I don't know if Janet is online, but she's the one who documented it. And the picture that you've seen on the slideshows, those were the images that she took during that occasion. So I wanted to say thank you to her. And also somebody, I forgot, don't ask me for name, but this amazing person wrote an essay on that piece as well, on how we as human beings are becoming plastic, or plastic is part of our being. So she wrote a really interesting academic piece on plastic and the future of humanity. So as you can see, plastic is very versatile. It makes sounds, it makes art, it makes pollution.
It's in all our organs. We've eaten it. Yeah, we are.
Yeah. In fact, by being we're breathing plastic every day. So we're bound to have parts of our body made out of plastic, I suppose, in some sense.
That's true. I think, well, literally, I think Barb's mom, who was on the show several episodes ago, has a plastic half of the leg.
Oh yeah.
Is it plastic? Silicone?
I imagine there's plastic in there. I know there's some amount of plaster involved, and then there's metal parts of it, and it's a mix of materials.
So one thing that I was also why I brought this performance up is also, and Tracy's here, and I think she was there, and Mark, Farina, and Laura were there as well. Once I did you were there, Amy, as well, a presentation of my work at the Camera Obscura in Santa Monica. Do you remember that?
I do.
And I was trying to do this presentation of one of my latest videos, which was me eating orgasmically oranges, or like little clementines. And
you gave us all clementines too to eat while we're watching.
So people had to join in and share the moment of eating clementines. So I think I like to pursue this kind of direction where I can connect with the bodily sensation of people, but through video, in a sense. So layer it up, while on one side is the representation of a feeling, an emotion, or something that is internal in our body, and on the other side is the actual audience participation, feeling with me in the real though, so in the flesh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you tell us what to get next time, and we will. I'm
Yeah.
sure the whole audience will get our clementines or our plastic bags and be ready.
Yes, clementines. Yes, the season.
Oh, you have one already.
But also, I mean, in a way, I was thinking about it today, and I thought maybe I could do the clementines. I'm sure everybody has clementines in California at this, during this time. And then I was thinking quite a bit. It's like, it sounds like a little bit like, those cooking shows. Who are those like famous people who do those cooking shows? I forgot their names, but and I remember I used to watch them with Veronica, and then we'll be eating in front of the cooking shows, and the more you look, and the more hungry you get, and it's like this kind of like constant transmissions of appetite, or like increasing your appetite while you're watching.
Oh yeah, it's like cleaning while you're watching a cleaning show. Get under here, redecorating and cleaning. Yeah,
I'm not sure Barb wants to do that. Like Barb is saying, I'm not sure that's for me.
Well, you have space there. I don't know what you've done. The space we can't see. Maybe that's all their stuff.
Yes.
But you also you have a plastic bag with you. You were talking about maybe.
Oh yeah.
Showing us how to make something. I don't have a plastic bag with me. Actually, it's a lie. I do. I found one.
Okay, so since we are
here,
anyone in the audience want to get their plastic bag ready? I have a sandwich bag. I think this will work.
Plastic bag. I haven't given directions about. Of course, my bag is all wet now.
Oh, here we go.
Air your bag out.
Yes. So.
What else do you need besides a plastic bag?
So you have your plastic bag. I'm going to teach you how to make a very basic, simple flowers, which was the beginning slide in the slideshow. That was the shape that we're going to be making now.
Oh.
So you get your bag, and you get if you don't have handles, you get the far edges. Yes, Rob. Yes. So you get one end, and you push it. Yes.
On your head.
I don't know if this will fit on my hand.
Yeah. That's a nice hat.
Yeah, that looks beautiful.
Right.
So you get one handle.
Okay.
You get one handle, and you just put it through or push it through the same corner on the same side of the bag. So you push it through the corner, and then you hold it with two fingers like that.
So like this? So the corner's inside, or so the handle's inside?
Yeah, so the handle is inside at the bottom corner. And then you get the other handle, and you push it through the opposite corner.
Okay.
And then you have, two corners. You join them together, holding on the handles that are inside.
Okay.
And so this is your little poppy flower.
Ah.
So now we need a little stem. And of course, since I am the kitchen, a lot of my work deals with housekeeping and women's work in the household. Here I am with my little wooden spoon or wooden fork in this case. So you get something as a stem. You place it in between the two corners, and then you get the magic masking tape. So that masking tape.
I have it here.
Little piece of masking tape, not too much, because you want to be, environmental friendly, and using too much tape is not good. So very little. And then you attach a bit of the masking tape, like half on the back and the other half on the wooden stick. And then
I'm shaking plastic, and my friend is here again. What are you doing? Knocking over everything.
Here's your little, so you can cook and have art at the same time.
I didn't have tape, so I used some string.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
So last time, when we had the jellyfish that we discovered, that was a basic shape, and then there was another bag coming out, and that would make a jellyfish.
Oh, you have someone who loves this idea already.
Big fans.
So that's how you make a puppy flower with a bag, but there are many other ways where you can.
Yeah, I did exactly. Well, I didn't have the handles, and I used a pencil. Oh, so I can still write. Anyway, Barb's gonna have to take over the show. The cat's here. Yeah, no, thank you for showing us that.
Yeah, no, this is great.
So
it also works well as a hat. Yeah.
Yes, you can have a hat. You can add to it, and then it becomes more, complicated or more richer if you add more to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know if these people have any questions or
anyone made anything, they can tag us on social media.
Can I show you a plastic bag thing that I did, Claudia?
Yes.
Because we've been getting like if you get your groceries delivered, they don't let you use your own bags. But the Sprouts ones have green bags. So I cut them up and I wove this wreath.
That's beautiful.
It's a Fishmas wreath. Not to be confused with Christmas,
Okay, it could be Merry Fishman.
Fishmas.
But you could use it. It could be as a hat as well.
Oh yeah, it could. It should be a little bit bigger, I think, in order to do that.
Well, yes, it could
and then
be
bottle caps. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's lovely. Can you show us how to weave it a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
She has a starter one.
Well,
or did you finish it? You finished the starter one.
This one's easier to see, and I use different things. But it's I just cut. This is a cereal box underneath here.
Cardboard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's paperboard, and I kind of cut out the circle, and then I cut out most of the way around the other circles. Not quite all the way, so it was connected in like one or two spots. Mm-hmm. And then I just started and made 4 different layers of it, and then started weaving the plastic bags, the strips of plastic bags all through it. And then there's some mylar.
Yes, we love mylar, although it's not very environmental friendly.
Yeah, we don't really love it, but we love it.
We love it and we don't. That's beautiful, Barb. I think that's a really great idea for everybody if they want to do some, making Christmas decoration on their own.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And then,
did you cut the strips of plastic beforehand?
Yeah, well, I cut the strips of plastic when I was getting it ready to put it together. And I think this I think was like one and a half bags, plastic bags, I think.
Oh, wow.
That's not that many then.
No, it's not that much.
You get a lot out of one bag. I mean, a bag. It's a bag.
Yeah.
But that makes me think, Claudia, when you do your performances or some of those big pieces we saw in the slideshow, how many bags are you using?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, some of them, the first slide that you show, which is on that kind of large pond, which in Europe we would call like a small lake. that one was in Connecticut. There were 1,000 bags.
Wow.
So I have been collecting lots of bags.
Did you bring them all from LA to Italy?
So I still have some in Veronica's storage.
So some of them are still in LA.
I have quite a few still in LA, so I have to come back and pick them up. So I have an excuse to see you all again. Yes, and some of them. I mean, at some point I had them spread all over. I mean, I had some. I remember Mexico because I had a show there, and somehow I left them in the storage because I couldn't afford to ship them over, and then the rats eat them. So I have lots of stories with, in a way, like shipping and packing and kind of like collecting the bags became almost like a performance piece, like even like traveling around with the bags.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, like when I was living in London and I had shows around the UK, I had all those bags. I didn't have a car and I didn't have money. So I didn't have money to rent a van. So I would just go on a train. And so I'll be traveling, and I think it's probably illegal to go with these huge constructions, like full of bags, trying to enter and taking space, of course, for rush hours in London. So it was kind of like, it was an interesting experience. Well, for myself, it was kind of nerve-wracking, but I think other people enjoyed watching me going around.
Oh, I totally would have loved it. And I think it would be perfect to do right now on any train.
Yes.
You get your own space.
Last I was in London, the trains were empty, so I would have a whole train for myself and my bags.
How much space would that take up, like 1,000 bags?
Well, in a way, it depends. Of course, if you just finish the show, you just compress them all in and you just like suck the air out of them. It's kind of like what I did. But of course, if you're going to set up the show, then you can't squeeze them too much. So, and then it was like an IKEA. I used to travel like with little IKEA pieces. Barbie would love it because and so all those pieces coming, like I come with a little bag, and then there's this massive installation, So the last show actually I had over here recently was last summer, which was in the province of Pavia, which is like in the region of Lombardy. I don't know. I think everybody might know it globally now because it was the place where the COVID pandemic was at its worst in Italy and where it began. So that was last summer, and it's a province next to Milan, just to give you an idea. And so I did 11 installations, and I'm not sure how many bags I used for that one. So they were scattered all over this beautiful park. It was a public park that, of course, there was only occasion for culture to manifest itself since nobody could, all the gallery spaces and the museum were mostly closed. So I still do commission-like works, but I really would rather keep focusing on my most recent work, with the video and the performances. Although when I was working in the park, with the bags, I mainly work outdoors, and that's really where I feel like I'm at my best. It's really being in nature and struggling with setting up those bags. I'm really living the struggle, nature, culture, because I set them in one way, and then the next day the wind or something always happens, and at some point you need to learn how to let go. It's not going to look perfect, and in fact, the concept evolved on its own, because even with the show, which was commissioned by the municipality and in Italy, where everything is orientated on beauty, so everything has to stay beautiful forever. So having these bags set in nature for 4 months, of course, they were bound to degrade and to change constantly. So there was a huge dispute, and it became also like a political kind of tension, like where political parties were fighting each other over this show for their own reasons. I got kind of co-opted into their political agenda. But it was a great experience in the end to be outdoors and to, kind of talk or with the people with the people who were just passing by and interact with them, and I think that was part of the work as well, trying to also bring contemporary art to a place where contemporary art is not really so well known or popular, I suppose. I think you need to go maybe to Milan and to maybe to a gallery place where people who go into those places already know what expects them. But when you go into a public space in Italy here, people are not really sure how to interpret contemporary art. So it was a great experience, but I don't know why I'm going down this route about just like,
it's okay. It's what you did recently, so that
I've
makes
done
sense.
it recently, and then another experience that I had over here, which I was surprised that I got commissioned in Italy, which is not a contemporary art scene, but somehow it happened. Was one of my work got commissioned in a supermarket chain locally, and but I can use plastic bags, so that's why I'm telling you this, because of a safety reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I had to do this whole research, which took more time than actually doing the work, to find like special fabric that was fireproof,
Flame resistant, yeah.
flame resistant, yeah. And so this material is very expensive, came from Germany, and so eventually, but kind of like lost the meaning, I mean, it became an aesthetic representation of flowers, and I had to try to attach a concept to it in a supermarket. It was great to put it in a supermarket, as there are no galleries or art places here in this area, so it was an alternative space for me to put art there. But without the bags, it kind of lost its meaning. But
yeah,
I mean, it was one of the few occasions where you get paid, so you just put up with it. So, yeah.
Do they still have those up, or?
I should go and check, actually. I emailed the commissioners, but they never replied. But so I think I need to go. But it's like in San Remo, which is a town which is like 30 minutes away from here. But with COVID and everything, to get around a lot. So yeah, so that's what's been happening over here, really.
Well, here's one more flashback for you. Mark and Lauren, remember. Yeah, so we have 6 minutes left. Barb, do you have any questions for Claudia? Or Claudia, do you have any any last minute thing, or any questions for us too? But Barb, you look like you might have something.
No, no, I don't have questions, but I did make a little thing for you.
Oh,
thank you. Thank you so much.
Because I'm like, it's Claudia.
Yeah.
It's my new tag name.
Huh?
Oh yes, that'll be your name tag.
Make it a name tag. You can make it a shirt.
Yes. Thank you. You should email. You should send it to me by mail.
Yes, the post office is still working.
Well, you might be able to keep it, so I'll pick it up with my bags next time I come.
Oh, okay, there we go. You can do that.
Even better. Easier for us to get to you. Yes.
It's true.
Oh,
we do have another thing, though.
We have a question from an audience member. I know the answer already, but Claudia, you can tell us why the answer is no.
No. I mean, I think I have another artist statement, which is with my, on the .org website, that explains that I'm kind of a little bit boycotting social media, but while I'm boycotting social media, I'm still trying to keep in the loop. So again, this struggle, trying to be in touch with everybody, but being outside and inside at the same time. Yeah. So no, but I have an email and I have a blog that I sometimes update and my website. So yes, and if something important happens, you should email me, or other people email me through the social media. It's like a whole circle of I don't know, digital devices going around.
That's true. It's true. And I did. Claudia didn't see it because she's not on social media, but I did post a picture from your website on my Instagram. I don't know if I can get it up so that you could see it, but I stole a picture from your website. And there's so many things on your website. I didn't know what I was going to take from your website.
Yeah.
But it was trying to type as I talk to you. It's not easy.
Typing and talking. It's like walking and talking.
What's going on here? Let's see. I'll show you. Oh, I don't want to sign in. I'll just do it this way and share my screen so that Claudia can see what I did. Share the screen. Application window. No.
So while you're looking for it, I thought I could make an announcement.
This picture over here.
Oh, my toilet paper rolls.
Yes.
I love that. Yeah.
I was like, this is perfect. We're out of toilet paper. Well, we're not anymore, but we were out of toilet paper earlier this year.
That's what you do when you work for too long that you discover is that toilet paper rolls.
Everybody knows. And it was great. I wrote it all in Italian, just as you did. And we were able to figure it out in English immediately.
Yeah.
What we were talking about. Yeah.
So, Amy, what about your funny day? Did you want to?
Oh, yes, thank you for reminding me.
I wasn't going to let you forget because I have the things here.
All right.
Sorry.
Talk about too many things going on, Claudia. Yeah. So I mentioned earlier, and I've mentioned a little bit in other shows that I co-organize with my partner, Richard, who's hiding over there. Fun a Day LA, which is you make art in January. You can make it every day or one day or whatever you want to do. I'm working on some sun catchers inspired from my last episode, but and I think I'm only going to make 5 of them. But you make artwork in January, and then you're in a free show in February. And since we are in virtual lockdown crazy land, I reached out to Barb and I said, Barb, you're a member of Crash Space, and they are all very good with technology. I want to have a virtual show. And how do we do that? And then I reached out to Fun a Day Reseda, and I said, you guys are not that far away. Do you want to join us and have a virtual show? And they said, yes. So we've decided to call it Art Happens because, you know.
I love that.
And I just, I finished the submission form. So that's open already right now. I think it's like only a few questions.
Yeah, it's not terribly long. Put in information about your artwork that you'd like to create, the basic idea. If I can, can I talk about?
Yeah, totally. You're doing that.
So yeah, Crash Space is a hackerspace nearby, and we are all about making art and stuff too, but we're a bit more nerdy when some of these things come about, or as these things go. So we're working on setting up a platform so that everybody can interact at this virtual art show in a way that you don't always get to at virtual art shows, and see all of the cool stuff that people have. So you can do like the basic idea of Fun a Day is work on something every day in January. But you could also work on it before that or after that.
You can cheat.
Yeah, you can change. You can write what you're going to make and then make something else. For Claudia's pieces, I don't even remember when you made them, but they were in this show in 2020.
Yeah. But so, I mean, a lot of the traditional things that pop up in the Fun a Day shows, I mean, they vary wildly from, photographs to paintings to sculptures to clothing made out of toilet paper to physical like games and protest posters and all kinds of great things like that. But this being virtual, we can expand it a little bit more as well. So there might be videos as well, some other kind of performance pieces. We've had performance pieces.
We've had performance pieces, and you can still send in videos or do it live.
Sure.
And then also the beauty of it is I've opened it up internationally. Mm-hmm. So if you're in Australia, you're allowed to be in the show. If you're in Italy, you're allowed to be in the show. If you're in any other country that I can't think of right now, you're allowed to be in the show.
You can be part of it.
If you're my neighbor, you're allowed to be in the show.
So you can send it to me, and I could send it around to the people who are watching maybe now if they're interested. Oh, okay. Here's the link.
So here's the link. This is the website you go to. You can sign up for it now. And there is a Google group for participants. If you want to join that, that's just going to be where folks can share ideas and show what their progress is. And if they want to, share materials and all of that.
Yeah.
And we may have some kind of group work days if you want to like jump into a video call and everybody work together at the same time. we might have something like that a few times.
Yeah, and this is going to be possible if Claudia, if you want to do your breathing performance or any kind of performance live, we can schedule a live time so people can come on and see it.
Yeah, there will definitely be live performances, live talks of people speaking about their artwork, maybe some panels,
and then workshops too about making
and workshops. We're even talking about having some like earlier on in the because this is a whole weekend. This is like Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
3 days.
In the middle of February, 2nd to 14th.
12th to 14th.
Yes.
Only 3 days, not 2 weeks.
Yes, you are correct. I got the second letter of that, or the second digit of that number. Yes, 12th to 14th. Thank you, Amy, for not signing me up for
separate show.
Can I just squeeze in one more thing? I don't know, Barb, did you want to say something? Sorry, I interrupted you.
Just we might have as parts of this people doing like a little presentation of like, here's how to make your own hors d'oeuvres for the art show at home.
Cool. That sounds really, my God, this is amazing.
We're getting real into this. Yeah.
Super cool. I don't know what I'm thinking now, because there was something I actually wanted to bring up while we all here together, and cross-joining forces from all over the world. Is that, I don't know, I don't think I've told you, but I am part of a women's group, like a feminist group here locally, which is called Non Una Di Meno, which means not less than one or something like that. Not one left. I don't know. I can't translate it now. Sorry. So, and we have been trying to partner with a feminist woman from your neighboring France. And they are organizing this massive event in June. And so, I don't know, I thought maybe this would be a good platform to open it up, because I'm just siding, you know, like going with the flow kind of. But the main organizers are trying to gather 15,000 people to come and march in Nice in June. I think it's the 5th of June. And but actually it's supposed to be a whole movement that involves the whole of Europe. So all the feminist, LGBTQ, and women of whole of Europe to protest against borders. So it's women against borders. And so I was wondering if at some point, I don't know, we could maybe join forces across the pond, or I don't know how. I'm just
yeah. We can figure out how later. But I'm totally for it.
So if you want to come to Nice on the 5th of June to manifest, come over.
My visa is ready. I'll be there as soon as I'm allowed to leave the country. I don't know if Italy will take us in right now.
Yeah, there's that problem.
So one thing that I wanted to say, I think maybe important, since it's involving so many countries. I mean, mainly in Europe, but hopefully around the world. Who knows? Let's be ambitious. We have chosen a symbol to represent this event, which is the symbol of a kite. So we're going to be making, and Barb and Amy, if you'll be here, you'll be wonderful. We're going to be running kite workshops so that we can bring them to the, representation to the march, and fill the sky with kites, but also to have people who cannot come to the march, gather in groups wherever they are, and so we can be united through the kites, which is also a symbol for our vaginas. So yes.
That's true. It all comes together. I see the connection. Yes, I'm already drawing up my kite.
Yeah. Maybe you can make a kite and mail it over. I don't know, something like that, if you can come. So I think at some point I'm going to make a call and invite everybody, or just let people I know in LA to maybe if they feel like joining in some way or form, or I don't know, do something.
I'm down. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make a kite.
Cool. We are over time, Sophie.
We are over time. Did we remember everything? Who knows? Ah, Stephanie, that's so sweet.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you for joining. I mean, I'm so...
Okay. So, all right. I think we covered everything. Did we cover everything?
So. I think we did, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you all for watching. As Claudia was saying, thank you for all the people in Italy, all the people in LA, everyone everywhere watching. And thank you for all the people who are going to be watching the recording. All my Australian friends. It's like 4 a.m. right now, so they're going to watch later.
Yeah.
And thank you, Barb, for coming back again. And then thank you, Claudia. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for
Barb.
Glad
So
to be
lovely to see you.
Virtual hugs again, and we will see you soon again, hopefully. But thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.